Hi guys. So it's one of my early morning videos, so the volume is definitely going to be low, okay, because everybody's sleeping, and I don't want to wake up the entire neighborhood. So I was just scrolling through different videos and articles, and one of the things that has jumped out at me is this Kate Middleton cancer thing where she visited this Royal Marsden Hospital or something like that and visited with cancer patients a couple of days ago. And she posted on X how thankful she is to the people at the Marsden who, I guess, helped her beat cancer. She's now saying she's in remission, but, over on Brian Squatty's yesterday, I believe, the moderator was talking about this Royal Marsden as being weird at the outset just because we were told that Kate had received her cancer treatment at the London clinic with King Charles for a whole year until now. They're now throwing this Marsden thing into the mix. Nobody's ever mentioned this place. I've never heard of this place even until yesterday. And Kate is basically saying that that is where she received her cancer treatment. So there's that, but there's also the fact that she's saying she received her cancer treatment because we were told when she went on the bench in the striped sweater that, indeed cancer had been found, and that was in the past tense, present perfect, past tense, but that, she's getting preventative chemotherapy. So the idea that she's now coming out more than 1 year later and telling us that she's in remission from cancer is very bizarre because from the very beginning she said that she didn't have cancer. Cancer had been present. So she's just getting this preventative chemotherapy as a sort of what is the word in English? She's getting it to prevent, this cancer from coming back, So she doesn't have cancer. So if you don't have cancer, how is it a year later you're telling us that you're in remission? I think remission is something that you go into once you've had full-blown cancer and the doctors are able to help you to get rid of the cancer, right? But Kate started out with not having cancer. Cancer had been present, and she was getting preventative to prevent cancer. So how can you now be in remission for something that you never had? Right? So there's that discrepancy. But then one of the things that Brian Squatties is pointing out, and I think Brian Squatties is pointing it out because a lot of other people are pointing it out on social media and so forth, is the fact that Kate, while visiting these cancer patients, tells them to get plenty of sunshine, or that she got plenty of sunshine and water to assist her with her cancer that had been present but is now in remission a year later. In fact, not only that, but when she came out with the video where she was frolicking in the fields of, golden like wheat with her husband and children, where she made this announcement that, she's cancer free. Um, she made the announcement she's cancer free then, but now, the day before Megan's cooking show was to drop on Netflix, she comes out and says she's in remission. I mean, the whole thing is just very, very confusing. But now, on top of it, telling people that either she got lots of water and sunlight, or recommending lots of water and sunlight. This is the little tiny bit that people are saying has exposed her as being less than honest about her situation, because they're saying that if she really had had cancer to the point that she had an entire year of treatment at this Marsden clinic, whereby she is now in remission. So it means she had full blown cancer. And now, what she told us when she was sitting on the bench in the striped sweater, telling us cancer had been present and that she's getting preventative chemotherapy, she would know fully well that cancer patients apparently don't do sunlight. They're not supposed to get sunlight. They are supposed to avoid the sun, as a matter of fact. And so people are saying that if Kate really had had cancer, that she fundamentally would have known that, because for an entire year, which is how long she's been absent from the public, doing, public engagements as a royal, she would have had to avoid the sun, right? So that people are saying that, this statement is one that exposes her as being less than truthful. What do you think about that, whomever you are listening to this? Do you think that Kate accidentally showed her hand, that in fact she doesn't know anything about cancer? She doesn't know anything about what it means to have cancer or to have chemotherapy. She's just never really been in this position, that this is all an act and just carrying through with an untruth, because, what else is she going to do? Let herself be exposed. I mean, do you think that her statement about the sunlight is, the smoking gun that everybody says it is, that it shows that she's lying, that she doesn't know anything about having cancer? And this idea that she remains focused on recovery. And this idea that she remains focused on recovery, I mean, do you find it disingenuous at all? Because, you know, back in, when was it? Like, I don't know, October or something, she already came out with a video which was largely panned even by people who usually support her as being tone deaf. Like, she just wasn't acting like somebody who knew anything about cancer. I mean, this isn't how you behave when you've just, recovered from cancer. But now, months later, she's coming back with this now I'm in remission thing. And then she's telling us that she's, focused on recovery. And the palace is instructing us, well, not us, but people, to not expect her to come back to royal duties. She's just, I guess doing a little teaser here, a teaser there. But what do you think? I mean, do you think that her statement about the sunlight exposes her as being untruthful? Or do you think it's an unfair judgment? I mean, what's your position on this? Do let me know in the comments, you guys. I would love to hear your thoughts on this. And also, what do you think about the timing of it all? And also, even William apparently canceled an engagement he had had, where he was going to be talking to, families about resilience and mental health, all of Harry and Meghan's buzzwords. He had this meeting on the 15th, conveniently the same day of Meghan's cooking show, which has had to be postponed because of the wildfires in Los Angeles. So he basically called in sick and he blamed the weather about it. But do you think that they plan these outings to compete with Meghan's cooking show? Really? Are they that shallow? And can we expect, therefore, that the week of March 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th, they're going to be flush with engagements to try to distract from Harry and Meghan, especially Meghan's cooking show, if it does launch on that day? I mean, is this what this is all about? I mean, Kate's big remission headlines. These were supposed. Do you think these were supposed to dominate while Meghan's cooking show was being aired, and therefore, would you say the whole thing backfired, given that Meghan had to postpone her show and William even, backed out of his own appearance? I mean, are they that shallow? I mean, because this whole cancer thing, remember when this all started, right after Meghan and Harry came back from Canada, where, they had that 1 year to Invictus celebration in Whistler, Canada, and all of a sudden all hell broke loose in Kensington Palace and with Kate and William, and then this whole cancer story where she was getting treated at the London clinic. And now they're telling us it wasn't even the London clinic, you guys. Really? What do you think about this?